on this one. I feel like big map would be really cool. Is this the biggest? I think the square is potentially the biggest. Maybe that's the biggest. But yeah, going to the Lonely Lighthouse. Beautiful as it is. So, I think that's the biggest. I mean, I quite like how curvy this one is as well, I'm not gonna lie. But I did want to add definitely a little bit of depth into this one. Right, so we're gonna add a black around the corners. We're probably, I never really mess with these bits around the side anyway, so it won't make much of a difference. But there we go. There we go. Right, let's get, first off, we need to start thinking about our ground. So it's always good to bump it up a little bit because we always dig it down. Let's bury, no, I don't want to go to the main menu. Let's quickly turn off our rotation speeds up a little bit as well. Beautiful. Otherwise, we're going to be forever waiting for things to turn around. So there you go. Rotation speed is now done. We can't seem to zoom in and out. Why is my zoom not working? Have my zoom broken? Edge scrolling is off. Oh, there we go. It just had a bit of a glitch, guys. Tiny wee glitch. Right, let's start. So we are gonna build something up at this back-ish corner is where our little bit's gonna go up. So I'm just gonna hold down this button, let it build up quite a bit to start with. There we go. We're then gonna drag it out with the align tool right to the top. It's the easiest way to make a bigger area. I want this to be lots of water all around it. Make it look like an actual sort of lighthouse would be living here. Hello there, welcome in. How are you doing today? Go. Wiggly little line. We're gonna distress this in a minute as well. I've got to make sure that there is, of course, space to put a lighthouse. I'm gonna have to see what sort of size for a base. But if we give ourselves like a cliff edge, I suppose to start with, it won't be too bad. We're gonna maybe peek it round a little bit so it's not quite so flat. There we go. We're gonna fill in this gap here. The lighthouse. See, I was debating making the lighthouse on a corner or in an island, and I haven't quite decided yet, to be honest, if we're doing a corner or an island. I feel like a little island would be just as cute, but lighthouses are usually at the edge of a cliff, aren't they? So it makes sense that we'd be just like sitting overlooking a really dark sort of shadowy bit. There you go. That should give us enough room. We're gonna have to like do quite a bit of this texturing now. Just erode it and everything, make it look really gross. Erode, there we go. We're eroding this texture. It's meant to be a cliff edge. Therefore, we will treat it like a cliff edge. There we go. There's some rocks and everything around the bottom. Make this brush even bigger, shall we? Some erosion going on over here. This would be the rocks. We're going to put some probably rocks in as well anyway. Put it down a little bit because it was, I think it was struggling ever so slightly. Right, there we go. Some erosion. Let's build maybe up here a little bit. A little bit of texture. Do we want this bit at the front all probably blumply as well? Potentially. We could drag this round. We could do some dragging around. The minute we get rid of the grass, it's not gonna look half like this. Right now, I don't think the vision is really coming across because there's grass, but there's not always gonna be grass when we get rid of it. So, fine. What if we build up some like peaks? This would make sense why they're hiding from, like, it's a lighthouse, isn't it? by it being so spiky. Kind of giving me a little bit of the ick. It's giving me a little bit of the ick. Can we like? There we go. Just settle down a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit. Don't have to do too much settling down, but just a little bit of settle. There we go. Right, let's get rid of all this grass then. Into the texture bit of terrain. I used to think after all the times I played this game, I would be able to work out where all the buttons are. Nah, still pretty bad at it. Still pretty bad at knowing where textures are. Right, this bit is pure ocean, sea, whatever. This is the ground. Kind of want to put some, like a bit of a boat. Let's kind of crash into the waves down below. All that kind of thing. We're gonna put dirt up here. Still too flat up here. We're gonna have to definitely build a bit more texture here. No, wrong one. It's Alt. There we go. There we go. Looks weird when the rocks are all like full, because it really wouldn't be. There we go. Instantly. Just a little bit better. There we go. We're eroding this quite a bit. I've got this massive trench here though. So completely unintentional. There we go. Texture. Beautiful. All the textures to make it look like it's an actual sea. Thinking of this as like knowing that it's going to turn into something rather than just seeing this as a mountain probably helps. Like at the moment you would just see this as like what is going on here. It looks like a weird mountain, but knowing that it's not going to stay looking like a mountain. It does actually have a little bit of something going on. I think it does help. I need to smooth that out though. There we go. Smooth. There we go. Right, let's change what the siding is. So that, what would the side of our cliff look like? It's my main thing. We might have just been on with a really good one to start with, to be honest. We might just stick with it. And now we've got to plop some water in. And then you can see kind of what the vision was a little bit. Because we're going to build this mostly at night time. You'll get to see all the like the choppy waves. Like if we made it black though, you can't really see through it. Oh, I got an achievement. I've been playing this game for how long and I've only just got the achievement. That's crazy. Right. There we go. Like it's smashing off the water's edge. The thing is, like, I like that, but you cannot see that there's anything else in any of the texturing we've just done. So we might leave it like this one. Make it super choppy. You can see that there's like islands and bits underneath. I think that's pretty important. Right, okay. So now we need to go back into making this look like an island, I suppose. I'm gonna add rocks and everything down below. Definitely more on the greener side than I would have liked. But I think this is the best way of being able to see through the ocean. But we can get rid of this ocean until we finish putting on all of our decorations anyway. We can even leave it just like that. I'm sure we'll work it out when it comes to the final shots, but we're gonna get rid of the ocean right now so we can actually work underneath it. So let's do some boats and things, guys. Let's do some boats. Last time I did this, I put in loads of these like vines and stuff, almost like seaweed. So we might do some of that as well. But we're gonna turn off the rotation so we can rotate these and not everything looks exactly the same. It'll probably look weird like this because there's no water to give it the illusion of what we're actually doing. But all the seaweed. Go. I think there's different variants. Let's move this over. We can move some of them down. Give even more variation. It's all about using things in ways that you don't necessarily think of it. I think with this game. Kind of like the most important thing, I think. We're also going to quickly go into this camera mode and change the field of view, not field of view. Where is it? The distance offset? I think it's that one. For how sharp things are. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right. Let's just... We'll plop you in there, but we'll bury some of you underneath. Plop more of you in. I don't know if there's a rhyme or reason to how seaweed. Does it go by what is how sunny things are, or is there a way that seaweed like grows? Like, does it have a preferred sort of like area or path? I have no idea. We don't want it too tall because then it's going to be above the water line either. We're going to just plop these in sort of willy-nilly to start with. Have clumpier patches and more drawn out patches. I can never remember what there we go. Alright, there we go. Like this one. Beautiful. It's all coming together. Beautiful. Oh, helps. Click on it. There we go. Right, I kind of want to see what this looks like when we put the water back. What the water is going to make it look like. See, that kind of looks like seaweed, see? I mean, it's not great, but, you know, you would definitely tell this is seaweed. So, it's all about thinking outside the box with this game. I kind of feel like if we... I might just control-click a bunch of these. Just so I can copy-paste them. Why is the offset on this going so weird? Is it in the photo mode? Everything is in my focal. Don't know what you're talking about. Everything's in my focal. Right. on you. Control, 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 control. Control C, Control V. There we go. And now we have a load of seaweed ready to go other places. Bury it down again. Control V. We'll do that one there. Lower them down. Control V. Lower it down. Control V. Lower it down. Go. Control V. All of the seaweed, guys. Go. Oh. Let's put that back. There we go. Rotate in the other direction. F. E. Why do we have some of these little guys that are proper floating? Clearly messed up somewhere. Oh well. It takes seconds to put it down again. There we go. And F. F. There we go. This one here. The only thing, the more denser this gets, like the harder it gets to point at things. It's a shame you can't just like hold down a button and just go, right, everything in this area, you're coming with me. There we go. You are needing to go all the way down anyway. There you go. I got some seaweed. Look, it looks like seaweed when you start thinking of it that way. It really does. Maybe I'm just tooting my own horn, but to me that looks like seaweed, guys. That looks like seaweed. Can't really use things like that because that doesn't make sense. The same. We probably would have like broken branches and trees and stuff underneath. We'll kind of put random bits and bobs like driftwood and stuff underneath. Most of it won't really be seen though. It's more just like a texturing thing. Can change to different kind of logs and stuff. So we're gonna pop some rocks in as well. Okay, so there's some seaweed. Definitely feel like it maybe should be more denser in patches, but that'll do, right? Yeah, it'll be fine. I say that, doing things. There we go. Bit further down. There we go. That's fine. I want it to, I don't know, it to creep forward a little bit so it's not so uniform and straight. Okay, right. There's the seaweed. Let's grab myself a little boat as well. Like, there's like things like pines and stuff like that could potentially look like it works. I think that's what we did in a previous build. But I definitely think these kind of look better. Right, boat. Where are you, Mr. Boat? I've already lost you. Where did you go? There you are. I want you to have been marooned. Moored? Broken. at the bottom of this bit. There's a few of you that have had tragic fates in the sea. Hence why there's lighthouses. And I put some shiny pennies and stuff in it before. Like, stuff has gone old and rusty over time. Just like stuff's kind of been abandoned. It's been chucked in the sea. Maybe they were like smuggling hooch across the border. Just broken bits and bobs, basically. In a nutshell. Maybe there's like a few little coins that have gone rusty. I have to turn off that 1/4 length. There's just a few like scattered coins. Few bits and bobs like this. It's gonna mostly leave it empty because our focus really shouldn't be on the ocean, but it's added a bit more texture. You can add some rocks and things in it. I don't know what this is meant to be. We can add it along stuff though. Helps fill in that gaps. Can we get some stones? Maybe get some like big stones. Press the F key. There you go. Some more stones along the edge. The F key down again. But welcome in, guys. If you are finding me across your FYP, please feel free to just come and relax with us for the day as we explore some outside the blocks. It's a great little game which lets you do loads of different decorations and stuff. And we're just currently working on a under the sea type thing. There we go. Some little rocks. Go. There we go. Kind of makes it look a little bit more textured, right? Let's add in some more, like just bits and bobs. Bits and bobs. We're at the bottom of the sea. It'd be like driftwoody type things. A little broken boat. It's got some seaweed. Like I said, it's really not the focus of today's build. Whoop. Getting rid of all the ocean now. Right, there we go. Our seaweed isn't quite... I think that... Is that the highest of the seaweed? Okay. I think this one here is our highest seaweed. There we go. When you're looking at it through the side, you can see it's seaweed. Well, I think it is. I think it looks like seaweed anyway. That just looks like too blue and too perfect. And I don't like it being like dark. I want to be able to see that there's actually stuff under the sea, but not be so like this would have been good, but it's almost like too clear. It's like too much like glass. It doesn't matter what they do. I feel like I'm gonna have reasons to complain. We might just have to leave it like that, but it doesn't look great on the top. Okay, right. We're gonna focus on what we're actually meant to be doing, which is building our lonely lighthouse. Let's grab some blocks, shall we? I don't think I've made a lighthouse so far, actually. So this is gonna be interesting. Feels like I haven't played this game in a little while, though, to be honest. So, what we're gonna do? We are going to... Part of me wanted to kind of use this like a door. Not sure if we're going to be able to. Like that sort of thing. Oh, we're going to need free placement though. I think that's the problem. Hi! Yeah, so that's the problem with this one. I was thinking it's more like a cliff. And there's only so much stuff you can really do with this game. You're kind of like it's I don't want it smooth because I kind of wanted this to be more like a cliff. But then I'm also limited on space. There's only so many blocks and stuff. So it isn't technically a shoreline, if that makes sense. I'm thinking more like the... Like, I know this probably needs to go a bit higher. I'm thinking... There's like a place near me that's really high up, but I don't actually know how high I can build in this game. So I was probably going to bring up the land to meet it eventually. But hi, I'm glad to meet you. We do play loads of Tiny Glade. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Like a cliff, not a cliff's edge, but like a... I suppose, yeah, cliff's edge would probably be the closest thing to call it. Because also you'll end up being like really weird and skinny, and it's also kind of weird. I think we'll end up moving the position of these in a second. I actually don't know how high you can build this. We get them all to go to a smooth end to start with. Oh, that wasn't smooth. Right, okay. Off. Off. There you go. I should have left the grid on till I finish this. Now I'm gonna have to do it by hand. Alright, let's see if we can actually get... Because we can't make these bigger or anything either. So let's see how we can make this jutting out bit. What option have we got to make it look like it's jutting out? Like I want like a platform that goes round. Okay, yes, sir. Yeah. So yeah, I was trying to think of what I like meant, but like it's I suppose it's everything's kind of weird in proportion, isn't it? Until I get building it, I might make it bigger. It's a shame that I can't make these like the ground like a different color from the rock face, because then I think that would be better. But I think for underground, this kind of works nicer. I don't like the watercolor. I wish the up top could be darker and underneath could be lighter. It's a great little game. I've spent hours upon hours in this one. I actually really enjoy it. I feel a little bit limited that I can't make things bigger and smaller. So it, as the game name suggests, you do have, oh, I've got the hiccups. Think outside the blocks and what you can turn stuff into. Oh, I've got the yawns now. I'm wondering if we could somehow place this centrally and then rotate it a few times. It's going to be such a pain in the bum for decorating it though. So that's that corner. Hello. Hi, you. Right. Get it. Spin it around. G, F. Can we get this to? Right, that's the 2 points. Ooh. Where did it go? Where are you? Why are you over here now? Where are you? Where are you? Suppose we can work out heights from the side. Right, okay. So we've got this point, kind of, this point, kind of. We need maybe one more. I don't know if that'll wreck it. Oh, I wish this had sizing in this game. I'm already like hating everything I'm done in this. Okay. So you and you rise up to here. Okay. That's something. It's gonna be a really weird top to the lighthouse though, isn't it? Is there a better way to do this? I mean, I know we've got that, but like... I've not watched anyone make... We might just have to get rid of these ledges, because I don't think that works. We could just do pillars and place in our own pillars. That's maybe what we're going to have to do. We might just have to plop in pillars and pretend it's straight. I was kind of hoping we'd get like a ledge, but I don't think, or I can't mentally think of how to do that. And I'm not going to go hunt for other people's builds either. I like to use my own brain to see what I can pop out of it sometimes. Okay. So we need a floor then, won't we? Is this meant to be an underfloor or an overfloor? Is it meant to be like under here? Oh, it is now. Okay, Control C, B, we'll add another one in. Where's the, how do we do flooring on this one? Because that's the roof. Can we put doors on these things? You know, I've never really played with these blocks ever. So I actually don't really know what they have as an option. How do we stick doors on this one? Is there no doors option? Do we need to stick the... Does the lower one have a door option? No? Okay, so that's made more for tower. How do we get a door? How does one get a door? Do I have to use the like a normal block? But I didn't want to use a normal block. One would like a door, please. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we could hide that inside. Okay. You'd think I've never played this game before in my life. Hello! I'm doing good. How are you doing today? Are y'all recovered and a little bit less stressed than yesterday? I have a door now. Now I wish this whole thing was built on a platform. Maybe we'll do that. At least we can control space. I still don't know how we're meant to do a floor, though. That would be very, very tall pillars. Can we make these into pillars? I am doing good, though. I'm not sure what we're gonna do in the middle. There we go. Round we go. Am I gonna stream tonight? Not arty stuff. No, it is a TikTok night for me tonight. So building is usually during the morning. Sometimes on Mondays. But we won't be doing cute stuff like this tonight. It's not a tonight thing. There we go. Right, we can somewhat get off with saying that's to do with a lighthouse, right? That totally looks like a lighthouse. If we squint. If we all squint real hard. That looks like a lighthouse, right? I don't know what we're meant to do about this floor. How do you paint this floor? Is there an option? Or am I just really blind? They've got... I'm just plopping this here. But they've got... What variant's this? What is that? Oh, okay. We could make like a massive church bell or something. Oh, I'm not sure how we would use that. But that's kind of cool. We're just doing tiny little windows on this place. Oh, we can't do that because of the... That's when... I still stand by the belief. If this game had the option to change things at an angle, then this, honestly, hands down, would be my favorite game of all time. There's so many times I've wanted to do something in this build, and I just cannot do it because the controls don't allow it. I don't know if we should put lights all the way around. I sort of feel like maybe we shouldn't. Not at that high, because I want all the point to be... So I'm trying to build the Lonely Lighthouse. So the same build that we did in Tiny Glade, but steal the idea and make it in different games. I've done it a few times. That's what we're trying to do. But it's easier said than done. When you're kind of limited to what the game gives you. Right, can we then steal this? Right. Would you like to give me a window? Can I have a window? You can give me a window. Okay, great. Control C, Control B. Gonna rotate this. F. Oh, not F. G. There we go. We're gonna have weird little bits that are sticking out though. We might have to do something around the edges. The worst thing is I probably should have moved this all up an inch before I started. What if we stick another one of these? And will this help? Probably not. Maybe? I don't... How do you get rid of this blue and orange stripe? Like, these are massive. I can't do that either. Do, do, do. Sometimes I love this game and sometimes I hate it because I can't make it look exactly how I want it to, and I don't have the brain power to work out how to make it look exactly like I wanted it to either. Or there's just not the tools to make it look. Because like I want something that's short that I can paste around this edge to hide that without it looking weird. Could I potentially do something like this? But then it means I have to do 1,000. No, because it's on. Would 15 angle help? No, because it's not. Because then it's not straight to it either. And these are too big to be used in that way, which is usually why. Okay, see you later. Thank you so much for popping in. It's always a love to see you. Bye. I don't know what to do with this one, guys. Is there a way to like... Can we hide it with plants? Is what I'm thinking. But I would rather not have to use that as a thing. I still don't know how we're meant to color in these tops. Does this come in options? This comes in options, right? Pointy, non-pointy. Okay. So that's not really an option, is it? Right. This one, the brickwork is going to be red. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. This brickwork is going to be white. This brickwork is going to be red. The wood on this is going to be white. Maybe this red is quite bright. Maybe this bit should be white and this bit should be red. And then can we paint this one down here? Oh, it's 2 different colors? Okay, right, this one, I actually think we're going to make it look like stone. Like this was the foundation layer. We'll do that. I don't think there's any brickwork on here. This one. That makes no difference. Roof coloring. We'll make this kind of roosty looking, right? It's been out in the elements for so long. How are we going to drag this whole thing up without ruining everything? If I want to build it on a plinth. I feel like I've severely boobed here, kids. Here to let go of that control button just in case. Oh. Oh, poop. I don't even know if my idea would even work. And I can't lower the ground up because it's going to cover everything else I've done in the ocean. Thank you. I'm trying. I kind of wish I'd built a platform underneath now, but my problem is because you're limited by the sizing of this stuff, that the idea I've got in my head, I don't think is what I'm gonna land up with. I don't think I'm gonna get what I want to happen. Like, the fence is longer than my little lighthouse at this point. I really need to learn, like, Blender or something. And sit and make my own things exactly how one wants it. I think that would be, like, the next logical step for me. I'm just not as in love with this as I thought I was going to be. And I'm trying to think of how to change it. Make it to a position that I do actually love pieces. Yeah. Well, I know for a fact that this game doesn't have mods. at all. So it's not even like I can jump to that sort of modding help, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would be right there. I'm not sure if the guy that is still designs this actually is working on anymore. I think he says he was going to be doing more work on it, but I'm not actually sure. He's kind of working with a different team at the moment, doing reshine. So I'm not really sure if there's going to be more coming to this game. I hope so. I think he said he was working on some different scenes and stuff. But there is only so much I can do. That kind of looks... Yeah, we can do that. I'm going to put rocks, little stones. Ah, right. Yes, I saw there was mods. Honestly, I am so tempted to try and work that out because I think that would be such a fun afternoon playing with the different styles. I don't know how it would work with Cyberpunk though. That's crazy. I've never seen that. That sounds insane. Which rock was that? This one. That sounds crazy. I would totally need to do that, to be honest. I'm gonna have a nosy. I think I'm only putting these rocks in because I'm hoping it grounds it a little bit. Like, it looks like it's kind of been built out of the stone a little bit more. I saw there was like an Middle Eastern inspired hack you could get as well. But there is a game that I still need to play. It's called Eves, which is to... I think it's Chinese inspired. I could be absolutely wrong. Maybe it's Japanese inspired. Anyway, I will absolutely do that. Yeah, that's crazy though. I play like I love cyberpunk themed builds. Have you seen Midnight Moments yet? There's a demo for that out at the moment. That's an amazing game. I really like that one. My brain goes floofy when I'm building, so if I repeat myself a lot, that's probably why. I only have so many brain cells, and they all fight for control. I like to think that they've kind of carved this out of the earth. Oh, no. Go back. There you go. Like, they've reinforced this against the winds. I wouldn't have a clue to know where to start modding. We need to get some light of some description in this build, because it's not very lighthousey if there's no light in the lighthouse, is it? Ooh. And I don't know how we're meant to fill in this gap up here. I don't think he's made something that... Unless I'm really blind... Well, Midnight Moments is amazing. I've done quite a few builds on this channel playing with it. I was very lucky that I managed to get part of the playtest, and there is a demo out, and I love it. Honestly, I love it. Some of the stuff that people can do in it is phenomenal. I was very thankfully just accepted onto their creators like team thing, like as one of the creators for helping them out. And I am honestly so excited. I haven't been so excited about a game in a long time, but that game is just like I'm in love with it. Like, I've spent so much of my life playing Midnight Moments at the moment. I'm surprised people aren't just like, can you just get off the game already? But no, I don't wanna. Which vet do we prefer? Kind of think I prefer this one. Or do we prefer this one? I feel like this is something you tie a horse to. And this is like a very redundant gate. That should not be opened beside the ocean. That would be a terrible place to open a gate. But now it makes no sense. I would have liked it in the middle. Okay. They don't get a gate. They don't need a gate. We're in the middle of nowhere. Who needs a gate in the middle of nowhere, right? Nobody needs a gate in the middle of nowhere. This is to protect them from falling off the edge after their drunken nights out. Not that I would condone that being a lighthouse keeper, but, you know. Someone's got to keep the fire burning. Don't know how we're gonna... Well, maybe better. This whole place just looks like it's now on fire. Yeah. We don't need a gate around here. I would have liked a gate. I like the idea of a gate. But, can we sink this? How low can we sink it without having to see the fire? Right, let's move this to nighttime. Give me a view of the nighttime. Oh, that's very dark nighttime. See, I don't want to be able to see the fire. Oh, that's pretty. But see, the fire. The fire ruins it. And I don't know how else to add light to it. Even if there was just like a little light block you could add. Can I shift you down for 2 minutes so I can get hold of this? I mean, that's true. I just don't like any of this thing about this game, because you're stuck in a very like medieval style. Can't even find them now. There. Your option is on or off. But it looks so tiny. It looks like the smallest thing. They're so small. Right, get rid of that. We're gonna have to maybe bunch a few of them up. They look so small. What about you? Are you bigger? Oh, you could potentially work if we sink you in. Right. Are you about the middle? You just look like a bowl that's been left on the stove though. What if I hide your... I don't know. I was trying to hope I was like make a light bulb or something. I don't know how it's made that pattern, but I love it. No, I like... Just not happy. The fact that you can't cover in this floor is making me upset. Like, I think if this was like stone or something in the first place, I think it would look a lot nicer. But because there's no way of like putting something... I mean, because the rugs are too big, and rugs are flammable, and you can't change the color of them either. There's just so many things about this that greatly upsets me. It just looks so tiny in here. Like, if I could have put like a fence or a line over here, I think it would have looked nicer, but I can't. No, that just looks weird. Ah, I got... As they're flat stones. Not really. Nothing that's proportionally sized. Like, there's nothing that, and then because I've tried doing that before, and you land up with the problem that then collision starts hitting. And usually my go-to trick is using... Would this work this time? Actually, we might have... Maybe? I don't know if this is gonna work, though. I mean, usually my go-to is using these for a lot of stuff. But that's going to take 4 of the evers. And it won't even probably look nice at the end. Hello! How are you doing? I mean, that's something. At least it doesn't look as weird now. I'm probably going to go into the Discord and look at what other people's made of lighthouses and go, oh, I feel really bad. Mine's is pretty awful. Or I've missed something really obvious. And I don't think I have. I don't think I have missed something obvious. I would like to think if I had, I would hold my hands up. But I don't think I have missed anything obvious this time. I'm absolutely selling everybody this game right now as I do a terrible job. And I can't have free rotation. So that's, I can't even make that round in a circle. Yeah, it's not awful, but it's also not perfect. And I think that's my problem. Like, I could see so many glaring, obviously, bits that, like, up the top of doors here. That doesn't have proper decoration bits to fix it in. It's trying to get that perfection, isn't it? Would my old trick of this work? I mean, I don't know if having... That could potentially work. This game is definitely made that you make medieval, like, villages. And I feel like I've done loads of them. So I always like to push it out to do something a little bit different. And, like, using those tiny daily things are a great way of taking inspo and then making your own thing. Like, trying it in different games. Why have I... You... How many poles is there meant to be? You're not in the right place. Right, you have a... Okay, you have one, you have... Okay, you all now have... Okay. There we go. Rotate round. Beautiful. Slowly but surely, we'll get something. No one gets to see the back of the build. It's fine. That back of the build doesn't exist. Why is this one all wonky? There. Okay. So we need two more wooden tables. Wrestling this camera movement. Okay. And then around. Thank you. Go. One more camera movement. I mean, that's probably a filled in as floor as any. It makes the other bits look like shiny flagstones now. Like, it kind of looks like it's semi-intentional. I'm wondering if we could put, like... random bits and bobs now. I have to go back into my... this bit. There we go. They've kept some wood. What else would you guys want? We need to put the cat. It is tradition that every build has a cat. So we're gonna have to put the cat in. Also, where's my stump? This is one ladder that's not remotely high enough. It's like the most useless ladder. You can live there, right? No, you can't because you're floating. Well, how did you manage to float? Right. You're in the ground. Are you maybe like fixing this window? Okay. You're like fixing this window. We're fixing the window. Anything just to bring more texture in. That's an anvil. That's not gonna help. I was hoping for like a stomp. That's a spade. A shovel. There's lots of firewood in this. 6. I don't think I've ever really looked at the variants of half the stuff. Now I'm like being nosy. Is it a... oh, that's a tall ass thing of firewood. Got some firewood. We got some of that. Let's add some trees. You can hide a multitude of sin with some trees. That's a tiny tree. That's tiny. That's a big elder. That's like a tiny one. Okay, a bushy tree. I like a bushy tree. We're gonna have to hide the cat somewhere. As is tradition. Where's my cat? There you are. Would you like to go be asleep on this rock, Mr. Kitty? Your butt's kind of floating, so maybe not. Would you like to sleep somewhere else, Mr. Kitty? Where do you want to be asleep? Is this a flatter area? Ugh. No, okay. Maybe you're not allowed to sleep. Why have we not got flat areas? What could you be up to then? You could be just sitting doing your thing. He's just sitting cleaning, doing his thing. There we go. Because every lighthouse needs a mouser. Needs a little mouser. This is far more satisfying to build in Tiny Glade, I'm not gonna lie. This was far more satisfying. No, that ruined it. Nope, that's gone away. Thanks for playing, though. Oh, we need to put that one somewhere. In the sea you go. So we're just gonna stare at it from this angle. If we go into camera mode, it doesn't look too bad. You can see that what it's meant to be for. You can see it's got a little lighthouse. And then there's some, like, seaweed. And there's, like, a little lighthouse. It's not too bad. It's not my favorite build I've ever done by far. But you know what? I think it's passable. Somewhat. I think it's passable. Like I said, just not my favorite I've ever done. And that's okay. Not all of them are going to be winners. You just try and learn new things every time you do it. But there you go, guys. There is the Lonely Lighthouse attempted in not Tiny Glade. The idea is take it from Tiny Glade, my Tiny Glade build, and we've made it in Outside the Blocks, guys. Thank you so much for joining with me today. Like I said, it's not my favorite. I've definitely done better. But hey ho, we tried something new. Played with blocks that we've never really played with before. Learned that we don't like some of them because it's missing some of the stuff that we need. But thank you so much for joining with me, guys. It's been wonderful to hang out with you all. And yeah, this is the Lonely Lighthouse. I'll see you in the very next build, guys. See you later. Bye.